Myself Dr. W.P. Gonale from Kamlanir Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur. Today I am going to discuss the second part of polymer or synthetic polymer, and in which we are going to see the polymerization, that is cationic polymerization and anionic vinyl polymerization, and after that we are going to see the Ziegler-Natta polymerization and condensation polymerization, and lastly we are going to see the synthesis and uses of some polyamide and polyester polymers. So today's topic is now again synthetic polymer, that is part number 2, and here we are going to see, in the first part we have seen what is polymer, what is the difference between polymer and macromolecule, and after that also we have seen what are the step growth, that is addition polymerization process, and the what is the mechanism of that reaction. And now here we are going to see the today this is the background of this polymer, and we have already seen what is polymer and definition of polymer. So polymer can be defined as a large molecule built up by the repetition of small simple unit and joined by the covalent bond. So in polymer there is a repeating unit. So all polymers are not macromolecule, all polymers are macromolecule, but all macromolecules are not polymer. Already we have seen this part, and now today we are going to see the mechanism and examples of ionic vinyl polymerization. And in this case, this type of vinyl polymerization proceed or take place through the ionic intermediate, that is carbocation or carboanion, and instead of free radical. It is also known as or classified into two types. One is a cationic polymerization and second is a anionic polymerization. As we know here that polymerization according to the carbocation and carboanion take place as the intermediate. And now we are going to see first cationic polymerization. So what is cationic polymerization? Here certain alkene monomer can be polymerized by cationic mechanism as well as by the free radical mechanism. Cationic polymerization, like free radical polymerization, occur by chain reaction pathway in the presence of strong protonic acid such as sulfuric acid or Lewis acid such as aluminum trichloride or BF3 molecule, in the presence of traces of water as an initiator. In this slide shown three steps, and so it consists of, this mechanism consists of chain initiation step, then chain propagation step and chain termination step. So what is in a first chain initiation step? Proton add to the double bond of the monomer to form carbocation, and in the second step, propagation step, the electrophilic addition of this carbocation intermediate occur to the double bond of another molecule of monomer to form bigger carbocation. This sequence of steps is repeated over and over again to form the polymeric carbocation, and in the chain termination step, third step, loss of proton from the polymeric carbocation take place and complete the polymerization process. So here all the three steps have been shown. So in the first step there is a proton addition. So this is the monomer and this proton is added, we get this type of carbocation. So this is CH3 CH, positive sign is here because double bond get rupture, and now here, so this is the positive charge molecule, this is called the carbocation, so having the carbon having positive charge, and G is the electron donating group. So now, so here we get, there is a formation addition of proton and we get the carbocation. In the second step of the chain propagation step, this is the carbocation, this is the another monomer and get added here, shown here, this bond get break and here it join in this way and carbocation is react. So this molecule is added, in the same way another molecule is added and we get a long chain, and this is the part CH2 CHG which is get repeated in the polymer chain n times. And here again now there is a chance to attach, so this is the long chain and positive charge is there, so propagation one by one the molecule can be, monomer can be added. And third step is the termination step. In this case we have taken this molecule here, carbocation, bigger carbocation, and then we have to remove this proton, and then we get here in this way CH CH2. So this is the group which is repeated, but here now this proton is added and we get this type of, so there is no now positive charge, and termination of this reaction take place. So these are the three steps in the cationic polymerization: initiation, propagation and termination steps. Now example of this cationic polymerization here shown that example we have taken the polymerization of isobutylene, and in this case of isobutylene, this is an important example of cationic polymerization and provided by the polymerization of isobutylene in the presence of BF3 and traces of water. So here that we have seen the cationic polymerization, same this is the example for the polymerization of isobutylene. So here is a traces of water, this get attached here in this way, so water attached, so this one is having minus charge and oxygen having plus charge, and after that now this is the monomer, and this monomer isobutylene get here, now this is getting attached here, so here sure, so this bond get break and this bond get break and this is coming here, so here we get the negative charge B, F, F and B minus and OH, this OH is here, this bond get break and this is coming here, so we get C, here is a EH, CH2, CSC, CSC, positive charge is here. So this is the first step, chain initiation, and after in the propagation another molecule of monomer get added here in a carbocation. So this is the carbocation obtained here, so this monomer is attached here in this way, the group is attached, so here same groups are here up to this, and then CH2, C, CSD, CSD, again another carbocation. In this way we can add another monomer and we get this type of repeat unit is there, CH2C, CSD, CSD, N times. Again now this is the bigger, so N time we can add monomer and we get this type of bigger carbocation. And last step is the termination, so remove the proton from this, take this here and remove this proton here from this, and we get up to this is same, so CH, C, CST, CST. So we remove proton from this and again double bond comes here and we get polyisobutylene. So this is the example in the similar way. So this is the example of cationic polymerization, that is the polymerization of isobutylene. And second part is the anionic polymerization. In case of anionic polymerization, here alkene monomer with electron withdrawing substituent like phenyl group, CN, COOR, etc. can be polymerized by the anionic mechanism as well as by free radical mechanism. Anionic polymerization like free radical polymerization occur by a chain reaction pathway in the presence of strong bases such as KNH2, LiNH2 like that. And here N-butyllithium as an initiator, as organic metal compound are some initiator. So in the initial step, again now there are 3 steps shown in the slide, chain initiation step. So in the first step, base added to the double bond of the monomer to form carbanion. So here negatively charged carbanion is formed, and in the second step, that is in propagation step, this carbanion add to another monomer molecule to form the bigger carbanion, and the process gets repeated over and over again to form polymeric carbanion. This chain reaction is finally terminated by the addition of proton. So here we have to add the proton and chain get terminated. So 3 steps are shown here, that is chain initiation step. This is the strong base, this is the monomer, and here this comes here and get attached here in this way. So NH2 and K is plus here. So in this way and here bond get back, and X is here is the electron withdrawing groups. So here we get this carbanion negative charge, so carbanion is formed, and in the chain propagation step now this is the carbanion and this is the second monomer which get attached here, and we in this way we get this compound NH2, then CH2, CHX, and here CH2, CH, K and X. And after that again another is added monomer is added and we get a long chain of carbanion, and here this is the repeat unit, in this case CH2, CHX up to N times. So here carbon having another bigger carbanion. And last step is the termination step. In the chain termination step, in this case we have taken this compound here and the carbanion here, and then we have to add the proton. So here addition of proton, then we obtain this type of molecule. So here there is a termination of the step. So here this proton get here, so here becomes CH2 and X, and there is no now negatively charged carbon and no carbanion further is there for the reaction. So chain termination take place by the addition of proton. So in this way here example is shown for the formation of polystyrene. So example of the anionic polymerization is the polymerization of polystyrene, and we get polystyrene here. So this is the styrene, and how it get here. So here formation of carbanion first, another molecule of polystyrene and another molecule of styrene here get attached. In this way this group is repeated, and so another monomer is added and we get the polystyrene. So this group is repeated n times. Now certain limitations are there of vinyl polymerization, and it is successful to form some important polymer, but now here the limitations, that is vinyl polymerization can take place by free radical or ionic mechanism. It is usually carried out by using free radical initiator. This kind of polymerization have certain drawbacks or the limitations, and first limitation is band structure of polymer. That is, free radical polymerization does not give linear polymer, but instead of it gives a branch chain polymers. The presence of these branches affect the properties of the polymer, and therefore branch chain polymers do not fit closely, and hence have low melting point. And so this is the one limitations. And second limitation is that stereochemistry of the polymer, and this free radical vinyl polymerization involves the head to tail union, a combination of monomer unit, and because of that substituent group appear on the alternate carbon atoms of the polymer chain. Depending upon the position of the group, relative position of the group in the polymer chain, the stereochemical arrangement there are three arrangement of the polymers, and there are three arrangements are isotactic, second is syndiotactic, and third is atactic, depending upon the position. Because in the first there is the same order of group, and second syndiotactic, alternate order of the groups are there, and then random group in a third. So these are the three: isotactic, syndiotactic, and atactic groups are. So these two are the limitations. Next polymerization process is the Ziegler-Natta polymerization. This is very important, and also question can be asked in the examination. And here we know that vinyl polymerization were carried out by free radical initiator. Now new kind of polymerization, that is known as coordination polymerization, was introduced by Ziegler and Natta scientists, who jointly received a Nobel Prize in 1963 for their work. Coordination polymerization is carried out in the presence of Ziegler-Natta catalyst, which consists of titanium trichloride or tetrachloride and the alkyl aluminum compound. So most commonly used catalyst of this type is the mixture of triethyl aluminum and titanium tetrachloride and in inert solvent like heptane. And this polymerization have three advantages, and these three advantages are one is a polymerization can take place under the relatively mild condition. Second is that the polymer obtained are linear with almost no branching, and third is the polymerization occur in a stereospecific manner. And so simple mechanism is there of this Ziegler-Natta polymerization. And in this case, when triethyl aluminum and titanium trichloride are mixed, they form titanium complex and holding the ethyl group. When an alkene, say ethylene, is added to this mixture, it forms a coordination complex with the transition metal titanium by donating its pi electron. So pi cloud of alkene overlap with the empty d orbital of titanium, shown in the first step here. So this is the formation of complex here. So here this is the titanium compound, and here this ethylene group is added, and now in this way there is a this double bond is there. So ethylene group attached in this way, and here we get this is the complex. So this ethylene is inserted. Now here we can say that ethylene group inserted between the metal and the ethyl group. So both ethyl and ethylene molecule are held by the metal, and insertion reaction occur, in which the ethylene molecule is inserted between metal and the ethyl group. In other words, instead of ethyl there is now N-butyl group attached to the titanium. The binding site where the ethylene was held earlier is now vacant. Another ethylene molecule gets pi bonded to the metal and then inserted itself between the metal and the N-butyl group to form the N-hexyl group. So the process continues over and over again with the alkyl group and growing 2 carbon atoms at a time. So insertion of hydrogen occurs either by hydrogenation or by beta elimination, and the molecule of polyethylene get separated from the metal. So in this way, so after this it is inserted, and here this is the ethylene and this is the N-butyl attached to this, and in this way it is inserted one by one. So this compound again here, and another molecule of monomer, that is ethylene, get attached here and then inserted in this, and we get one by one. So this is one ethylene, second ethylene, and then in this way this group is repeated and we get the polyethylene. We can show in this way, or we can also show in this way that ethylene group get inserted in between the metal and the ethyl group one by one, and repeated the procedure and we get the polyethylene. So this is the example by taking that, and we get the compound polymer. So this is the Ziegler-Natta polymerization process forming the complex. Now next is the condensation polymerization. Condensation polymerization is also known as the state growth polymerization. So in this polymerization, large number of monomer molecules combine together, generally with the loss of simple molecule take place like water, alcohol, ammonia, carbon dioxide, hydrogen chloride, to form the macromolecule, in which the molecular formula of the repeating unit is generally not the same as that of the monomer. Polymer formed are known as condensation polymer, and condensation polymerization generally occur, shown here. Condensation polymer generally occur between the monomer containing bifunctional and polyfunctional compound. For example, polymer of nylon 66 is obtained by condensation of 2 monomers. One is hexamethyldiamine and second is adipic acid, and each contain 2 functional group with the loss of water molecule, and shown in this slide. So here this is condensation, also known as step growth polymerization. So example is the formation of nylon 66 is the example of step growth polymerization. So here hexamethylene diamine and adipic acid. So here this dicarboxylic acid, and then at this temperature. So here NH, here OH is replaced, CH26, and then again NH, and this compound is here, OH from this and H from this, water get released, and CH24, CO, N time, water is releasing. So in this way long chain of this repeating unit is formed. So from this is the square bracket shown, N time, this is the repeating unit in the polymer chain, and forming this is the formation of nylon 66. So in this case, condensation polymerization occurs through the series of independent reaction. Such reaction involves condensation between the 2 bifunctional monomer molecules with the loss of molecule like water, ammonia, alcohol, HCl, etc. to form dimer, which is also bifunctional compound. Now also we can say that dimer may combine to form tetramer, and tetramer, and which again now combine to form the octamer, and these molecules of larger size and combine together to form the polymer. Since in this process the polymer is formed in a stepwise manner, it is called step growth polymer, and the process is called step growth polymerization. Here example is shown for the formation of nylon 66. So this is the example, and step by step the polymer is added, and here monomer is added, and here formation of nylon 66 is shown. This is known as step growth polymerization. And here this is adipic acid, 1 monomer, hexamethyldiamine, second monomer. So there is a loss of water molecule, we get, this is the dimer, 2 molecules we have joined, so we get the dimer. So in this dimer, here now what is now here, NH is here, H from this and OH get released, minus OH and H. So NH is here and CH2 NH2. Now another monomer is again added, and there is a loss of water. So here is a NH2. So again here NH, and this another molecule is added here. So now there is a loss of water molecule, another fourth molecule of this diamine, within diamine is added, and we get this is the tetramer. So in this way, then adipic acid, and again then diamine, again adipic acid, again diamine, and so on, we can repeat, and we get a nylon 66. So this is the repeat unit in the chain, and long chain is obtained. So step by step, one monomer, then next second monomer is added step by step, and the condensation take place. There is a loss of water molecule, and we get finally the nylon 66 polymer. We are going to see some examples, synthesis of polyester and polyamide. So in case of first polyester, what is polyester? Polyester which have ester linkage are known as the polyester, and they are prepared by the condensation polymerization of the diacid with diols. Two important polyesters that we are going to see the preparation. First compound is here is the preparation of terylene or dacron. So here number one, we are going to see the preparation of terylene, or also known as dacron. It is prepared by the condensation polymerization of ethylene glycol and terephthalic acid with the elimination of water. The reaction is carried out at 420 to 460 Kelvin temperature in the presence of catalyst and of the mixture of zinc acetate and antimony trioxide. So here is shown the reaction of synthesis of this terylene. So this is the ethylene glycol, this is terephthalic acid, and at particular temperature there is a loss of water molecule. So here this H is replaced and O, then CH2, again CH2, again O, and then OH and H can get replace water, and here then O and CO group is here, CO, again OH and H from other get replace of n number of water molecule, and this is the square bracket is shown is the terylene, also known as dacron. This is the simple method. By taking two monomer and by condensation polymerization, we obtain the terylene or dacron. And this dacron is very important and compound, and uses of this compound are as we know, the fiber of terylene is highly crease resistant, durable, and has low moisture content. Therefore, it is not damaged by pests like moth or mildew. It is therefore used for the manufacture of wash and wear fabrics, tire cords, seat belt, and sails. It is also blended with the cotton and wool to increase their resistance to wear and tear. Another important application of this is that it is also useful for making magnetic recording tape. So these are important application of this compound dacron. And second important compound is a preparation of polyethylene phthalate. So in this case, this glyptal, also it is also known as glyptal, is the general name of all the polymers obtained by the condensation of dibasic acid or their anhydride with the polyhydric alcohol such as ethylene glycol, glycerol, etc. That is, now we can say that simplest glyptal, that is polyethylene phthalate, is obtained by the condensation of ethylene glycol and phthalic acid shown in the slide. So this is the ethylene glycol, two OH groups are there, and phthalic acid. And now there is again loss of water, and here OH from the H from this and O is remains, CH2, then CH2, again O, and here OH from this and CO and this CO, again here another. So this group is repeated in the polymer chain, which is known as polyethylene phthalate. So this is the important compound, and this compound also important uses. And polyethylene phthalate is a thermoplastic. It dissolves suitable solvent, and solution on evaporation give a tough, become tough and not flexible film. It is therefore used in the manufacture of paint and lacquers. So this is second important polyester compound. And another important compound is a polyamide. What is now polyamide? So we can say that polymer which have amide linkage are called polyamide, and these are prepared by again the condensation polymerization of dibasic acids. And these polymers are commonly called nylons, and it gives given to the fibers. So most common use these polymers are polyamides are nylon 66. The one most example. So here first compound, that is number preparation of nylon 66 we are going to see. So in this case already we have seen also this adipic acid and hexamethylene undergo condensation polymerization and forming this type of polymer which is known as nylon 66. At this temperature polymerization takes place. These are the two monomer and we get nylon 66. So here the two amine groups are there. So H from this and OH from this water gets replaced and NH, so it is joined in this way, NH, like the NaCH2 NH, and number of water get replaced. So we get simply by reacting adipic acid hexamethylene diamine and forming nylon 66. Second important example is there, that is the synthesis or preparation of nylon 6. This is also another example. So in this nylon 6 is obtained by polymerization of E-caprolactam. This compound is obtained commercially by sulfuric acid induced Beckmann rearrangement of the cyclohexanon oxime. The reaction is shown in this slide, that here is a cyclohexanon and then after that we have hydroxylamine and forming the oxime in this way, NOH, and then Beckmann rearrangement we get this NC O and NH group is added here. These are the 5CH2 group. This is known as E-caprolactam, and from the E-caprolactam we obtain this polyamide nylon 6. So what at this temperature? So it gets rupture, and what is now CO CH2 5 and then NEH and again now CO CH2 5. It is repeated, and this is the shown in the repeat unit chain of N times, that is called nylon 6, polyamide nylon 6. So in this way we obtain this nylon 6, and this nylon 6 also have important use, and it is used in the manufacture of tire and woven fibers. It is also used in the molding resins. Now next we are going to see, that is phenol formaldehyde resin. This is commonly used condensation reaction, and here in this reaction phenol and formaldehyde used for the manufacture of important group polymer which is known as phenol formaldehyde resin, such as Novolac and Bakelite. Two types of other. Novolac are linear, Bakelite are cross linking. So when phenol is treated with the formaldehyde in the presence of acid or basic catalyst, it undergoes condensation, polymerization and forming linear or cross link polymer which is known as phenol formaldehyde resin. And the process actually involves the formation of methylene bridges either at ortho or para position, and therefore here the initial product is a linear polymer which is called Novolac, which upon further heating with the formaldehyde undergo cross linking to form infusible solid called Bakelite. So reactions are shown here, both the reactions are here. This is phenol, this is formaldehyde, condensation takes place, there is a loss of water, CH2, so here OH is here and EH from this and CH2OH. So this is ortho position, this is para position, para-hydroxymethyl phenol, and this is the second. And now here this compound again now ortho is taken here and undergo polymerization, and there is a loss of water molecule. So here is a CH2, another molecule comes here, OH and EH from that benzene, H2O, there is a loss of H2O, and in this way the compound get formed. And Novolac, this is the linear polymer, and therefore it is known as Novolac. So linear polymer is a Novolac, and second another is this is the formation of Novolac or linear polymer. Here another compound, and again it is heated, there is a loss of water, and this is the para-hydroxymethyl phenol, again similar the reaction taking place, and here we get cross linking a cross link polymer that is known as the Bakelite. This is the cross linking shown in this slide of this important compound Bakelite. And last urea formaldehyde resin is there, and in this case there is a urea and formaldehyde undergo condensation to form the three-dimensional polymer called urea formaldehyde resin. The reaction involves similar to those in case of phenol formaldehyde resin, and here it is formed, shown how it is formed. So here is a urea and then formaldehyde, and so here urea formaldehyde and in presence of acid or base and forming this type of linkage. So here CH2OH, NaCH2OH, one monomer is added. Another now here another monomer is added, dimethyl urea, monoethyl urea, dimethyl urea, and then NH3H2OH, another molecule is added. Both we get in this way, and again now further reaction with formaldehyde, and urea, and so on. One by one the group is added and we get this type of chain or urea formaldehyde resins. So this is one chain, another chain, they get combined with this. So in this way network structure is obtained, which is known as urea formaldehyde resins. And both these phenol formaldehyde and urea formaldehyde resins have important uses. And important use of this urea formaldehyde resin is it is used for the manufacture of laminate or such as formica or adhesive. It is also used for the manufacture of tray, other kitchenwares. In the solution form, they are used in the to increase the shrink resistance of cotton and wood, etc. So both phenol formaldehyde and urea formaldehyde resins are very important for the household materials. So today we have seen the different polymerization, that is cationic polymerization, anionic polymerization methods, and after that condensation polymerization and Ziegler-Natta polymerization, different types of polymerization, and lastly we have seen the synthesis of some important polyamide and polyester compounds.